Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hacker AJ Raven, and I don't know about you, but yeah, it's clear that the 911 franchise has a big queer baiting problem. It began with the entire Buck and Eddie thing, where the show started teasing scenes between them, which were picked up by shippers. However, none of the show creators, as far as I know, or the actors have come out to blatantly state that no, Buck is straight as well as Eddie, and they continue adding those scenes in there. And when news about the 911 crossover came out and we got to know that Buck was going to spend time with TK, that Buck was going to spend time with TK Stran, I was actually looking forward to seeing their interactions because, of course, certain fans had already started creating fan theories about how getting to interact or getting to talk with TK is going to make Buck realize his true feelings, and he might end up questioning his sexuality. Whether or not that leads to him starting a relationship with Eddie, that's an entire other discussion. And you know what? Of course, every fandom has a whole lot of shippers and they look at certain scenes differently. However, what I don't appreciate is actual showrunners and the creative team feeding such theories by queer baiting or dropping a few teases, a few breadcrumbs. That's what I don't appreciate. That's why when I was watching the 911 crossover, Lone Star crossover, which is season number 2, episode number 3, I was actually very disappointed when the show ended up having this particular scene between Buck and TK, where Buck invited TK to Los Angeles and how they should hang out. And TK ended up stating that, you know what, Buck, I have a boyfriend, so yeah, just so you know. And I was like, wait. Why would the creative team have such a scene in this episode? Just look at this.
Should get together. Sure. I gotta mention though, I already have a boyfriend.
Like, why? Like, why?
Nice meeting you, man. Take care.
And then Buck isn't able to explain himself, and I'm like, why would you add such a scene? It's only giving these shippers more content, and it's not even content per se. It's not even quality content. It's just basically a carrot that you're dangling in front of certain fans who think that Buck isn't straight, and you're just dangling a carrot in front of them in order to tag them along. And this scene actually reminds me of a scene between Styles and a bisexual character that showed up in Teen Wolf. I'll show it to you.
So you also like boys?
Absolutely. Do you?
Yeah. And then we don't get an answer from Styles. It's very similar to how TK ended up stating his opinions in front of Buck, and Buck wasn't able to answer him. And again, it's very queerbaity. It's very, I'm going to dangle a treat in front of you to tag you shippers along because you give us free promotion. You keep engagement high on social media. Because, I mean, it's not the fans' fault. When a narrative actually has a queer canon character mention another character's sexuality, then of course viewers are going to think that the other character that's being mentioned isn't 100% straight. So it's very queerbaity, and of course Tim Minier ended up having an interview with The Wrap, and that's what he had to say. Way for me to not forget about Carlos, TK's relationship with Carlos, because I know that fans are going to be disappointed that Carlos isn't in this, and Tommy is barely in it, and Grace isn't in it at all. Like, you can't service every single character when you're doing something like this, but I wanted to sort of tip my hat to the fact that this is a serious thing for TK. You know what? I understand that TK is in a serious relationship with Carlos, and if you wanted to pay homage to Carlos, you could have gone an entire different way when it came to sharing such a narrative. But again, this is 911. Of course, there's going to be queer baiting. And of course, they're going to end up mentioning Carlos in a weird scene where TK actually questions, like, TK is basically questioning Buck's sexuality. There was no reason for such a scene to exist. And of course, it was all very queer bait. Even Raphael, who plays Carlos in the show, ended up tweeting, LOL, tuck it away, boys. Tuck, which is basically the weird ship name for TK and Buck. He tweeted that LOL, tuck it away, boys. Carlos is endgame, which again, there was no reason for such a discussion to even exist. And seeing actors who are part of this show actually flaming the shipping wars is just, it makes no sense. If the creative team wanted to pay homage to Carlos and wanted to show his relationship with TK, then they could have used this scene to mention Carlos without giving us a very queerbaity scene near the end. Just look at this. After learning about what happened to with his father and not being allowed to go rescue him, we see TK talking to someone on the phone, and this is the conversation. Okay, I will. I love you too. And this is where the conversation ends. And personally, I think that this could have been a better scene to mention to Buck that TK was talking to his boyfriend and to his boyfriend Carlos, and that it's very serious between them. But no, we had to have a queerbaity scene, which again, it's 911. I have no idea why 911 has this weird queerbaity problem. I will be writing more of my thoughts in a written article about this for the Geek Theory. The link to that will be down in the comment section below. It's weird. It's unnecessary. It's very, very, like, you're just, again, as I said, you're just tagging the buddy shippers, or not even necessarily the buddy shippers. You're just tagging along the part of the fandom that wants Buck to be queer, and you're just tagging that part of a fandom along just so that you can have more viewers, just so you can have more engagement online, and that is queerbaity. Let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.